Tower TV, yeah, we talking about the dream team. No Fox News, cause we giving it to you clean. Catch us in the halls to make it on the big screen. Not talking about the Spartans when we bringing out the big green. You know we always on the grind, never hit the snooze. Not talking about LaFala, cause you know we never lose. Just waiting on our Emmy, never fail to amuse. And we're running away with it, just call us Rachel Hughes. Smile with the beat, man, peeper endless stamina. Devin Mars making magic with his steady camera. Spreading through the school, you would think that we are cancerous. But every time we popping out, you know we looking glamorous. Pulling up to school in our foreign horsepower. You know we always saucy, make it wet like a shower. We putting in that work for the whole 6th hour. Now we coming to you live from the East Side Tower. Let's get it.
What's up, Eastside?
Welcome to the February edition of Tower TV.
James, why are we wearing sunglasses?
I don't know, I guess it's pretty cool.
Okay then. Hey, speaking of February, did you know February is Black History Month?
No way. Here's Giselle and Nico with the story.
Hey guys, as you know, February is Black History Month, and I'm here to deliver you a crash course on Ella Baker. Ella Baker is one of history's lesser-known civil rights heroes, yet one of the most important. If Martin Luther King Jr. was the head of the civil rights movement, Ella Baker was its backbone. After a story told by her grandmother of her experience being whipped for refusing to marry a man chosen by her slave owner, she developed a sense of social justice from a young age. In 1930, she joined the Young Negroes Cooperative League. Through collective planning, she wanted to develop black economic power. Ella Baker then began her involvement with the NAACP, a National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, in 1940. She worked as field secretary and then served as director of branches from 1943 until 1946. In 1957, Baker helped organize Martin Luther King's new organization, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. She also ran a voter registration campaign called the Crusade for Citizenship. Baker left the SCLC after the Greensboro sit-ins. She wanted to assist the new student activists because she viewed young emergent activists as a resource of asset to the movement. Baker continued to be a respected and influential leader in the fight for human civil rights until her death on December 13th. 1986, her 83rd birthday. Signing off for Tower TV, Giselle.
How intriguing.
Next up, Mr. Adams will show us how to register to vote in future elections.
We're going to have 3 more voter registration drives for seniors who will be 18 by the next election. Our next election is actually February 20th. That is a state nonpartisan primary election. So if you are 18 on or before February 20th, you can go vote in those elections. If you are not registered to vote and you need to, you can register on election day. The only thing you have to bring with you to register to vote is a driver's license, a state ID, or any kind of ID and a proof of your current address. So like a bank statement or a school fee statement, or even your Infinite Campus profile will work as proof of residence. So the next 3 voter registration drives will be March 5th, April 30th, and May 7th. All 3 of those days will be during pergola time, just like the last one was. If you need to register to vote, once again, just bring with you a driver's license, a state ID, or any other form of identification. And any one of your teachers can print off your Infinite Campus profile to use as your proof of residence. As long as you're 18 before the next election, you can register to vote. There will be another election on August 14th, so if you turn 18 over the summer, you can register to vote before the end of the school year.
So James, who's going to be your Valentine this year?
No one yet, but I'm single. What about you?
You already know.
Maya and Liam are here to show us how to have a safe Valentine's Day.
With Valentine's Day fast approaching, this is a great time to talk to that special someone or spend some quality time with your significant other.
Whoa, not so fast there, kiddos. I know this can be an exciting time, but only if you make smart choices and stay safe.
One of the topics that comes up a lot in women's studies and also in Gender Equity Club is the idea of consent. It's a term that a lot of people seem to be confused about. What does that mean? When is it applied? That sort of thing. So first thing to kind of note is that consent should be applied to every situation. You should always get consent for any activity. So Planned Parenthood has a nice way of phrasing this with thinking about it as fries. So if you think about the spelling of fries, the F would be freely given. So there's no coercion, there's no bribery going on. It's the R is reversible, meaning at any point, even if you had said yes, you can say no. The idea that the I is informed, so you know exactly what is going to be happening. The E is enthusiastic. It's not, again, that you're kind of like, oh, begrudgingly doing it, but that you really want to do whatever activity. And then the S is specific. So what are you giving your consent for? So can I give you a hug? Can I hold your hand? That sort of thing, very specific.
And next, we have Liam, who sat down with nurse Bonnie Ohm. Take it away, Liam.
I'm Bonnie Ohm. I'm the school nurse here at East High School.
So what are some of the main risks that are associated with students becoming sexually active?
Well, there are a couple. People usually think of the female could get pregnant. Probably a bigger risk is sexually transmitted diseases. So, and it's really prevalent, especially chlamydia and gonorrhea in the 15 to 24-year-old age group. So that's probably a much bigger risk, but pregnancy is also a risk.
So since you said that STDs are a bigger issue, what are some of the ways you can prevent those?
Well, abstinence for one, so not having sex is the easiest way. You can get a sexually transmitted disease either from oral sex, rectal sex, or vaginal sex, so any of those. The main way to protect yourself is to use a condom, so males should always use a condom. If you're doing oral sex, you can cut condoms so that we call it a dental dam, kind of to protect. Condoms are the only way to kind of prevent sexually transmitted diseases besides abstinence.
Okay. And then in terms of pregnancy, what are the options there?
So the best birth controls are long-acting reversible contraceptions. We call them LARCs. And so it's kind of these three up here. It's kind of an IUD, which actually has to be put in the clinic, and it goes up into the girl or woman's uterus. The one that a lot of young women like to get is a Nexplanon. It fits in their upper arm, and it's you can feel it. I have a sample in the health office, and it just fits underneath the skin. It's good for 3 years. The IUD is good for 5 years. And then some people like to get the shot. We call it the Depo shot, and you have to get it every 3 months.
So if students want to get these things, like what resources are available?
Mm-hmm. So if a student wanted information, you can certainly come to the health office, and as a school nurse, we're held under a different set of rules, so I can talk to any students being a healthcare provider, and it can be confidential. So I don't really have to tell anyone that you were here or what you were here for. Then the resources in Madison here that I think are the best, you could go to your own primary physician. A lot of people like to go to Planned Parenthood. And then the other option is public health. So at your physician or Planned Parenthood, you could go and get any of the birth control options, Plan B if you were worried about being pregnant. And if the other option is to go to public health, and that's a really good place to go to get STI testing, and they have a clinic Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and it's within walking distance of here. It's where Johnson and East Washington meet, and it's above the Hawthorne Library. You can always get free condoms there, and also at Planned Parenthood. So I think Planned Parenthood and public health are the best resources for teens, and it's all free.
Yeah. So that's a lot of good information. Is there anything else that you think people should be aware of? Any other things you want to add?
I think more that it doesn't matter who your partner is, whether it's male or female, that you're each at risk. So just keeping that in mind when you're sexually active.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Always remember to plan ahead and make good choices that'll keep you happy and healthy. And if this PSA doesn't apply to you, remember, sororities are still a thing. After all, who needs a relationship when you can have chocolate bars all to yourself? Am I right? Signing off for Tower TV, this is Maya and Liam.
While Brett takes a break, so will we, with a commercial from Coach Thornton, followed by the announcements.
Man, that's smooth. R.I.P. to losing. Wonder what that means. R.I.P. to Lucy. I like that.
That's a nice shirt. Where you get that shirt from?
Man, Coach Thornton got it from me. You know how we coming, man. East side, R.I.P. to losing.
What's R.I.P. to losing mean?
Done losing. Pitt. We coming, man. We're gonna shock the conference. Just watch.
You better cop one of them shirts because they flee. Oh, baby.
2, 3.
Buy your shirts now!
My name's Kate Neubauer, and I approve this message.
You have until the end of the day tomorrow to purchase a Singing Valentine. On Wednesday, students will be traveling to classrooms to deliver Singing Valentines to spread the love here at East. Don't miss out on showing that special someone how much you care. Valentines can be purchased in the mall and around school for just $5 before school, after school, and during lunch. Do you have a job? Did they take away some of your hard-earned money for taxes? Do you want it back? Follow the announcements for upcoming free tax clinics at East with Mr. Crutchin. Doing your taxes is quick and easy, and even if your parents are claiming you, you will likely get money back. Clinics will take place after school in Mr. Crutchin's room on February 21st and March 21st. Seniors who plan to participate in the graduation ceremony are reminded that caps, gowns, tassels, and stoles are required for all students. Order your items through Midwest Scholastics as soon as possible, as the price will increase in February. If you need to borrow items, please see someone in Student Services. Students who want to receive the Service E Award must submit their volunteer hours online. The link to the online form is on the East website under Service Hours. All hours must be submitted by the end of February. Stop by the main office if you have any questions. Learn American Sign Language. ASL Club meets every Tuesday during lunch in room 2010. New members are always welcome.
Brett. Hey man, you could use some sleep. Rachel Bailey and I have the scoop on sleep deprivation.
The effects of sleep deprivation on the brain and body are very significant. According to most studies, the majority of high school students are chronically sleep deprived. How are the students of East touched by this issue?
Usually, I get about 4 hours of sleep each night.
Sometimes I get like 3 hours of sleep.
I get around 4 hours of sleep a night.
I don't sleep.
It's no surprise that the majority of the students we interviewed reported less than satisfactory sleeping patterns. In fact, 95% of East students we surveyed stated that, on average, they get less than 8 hours of sleep. How much sleep should East students actually be getting each night?
Well, I would say that most teens should get between 8 and 10 hours.
8 to 10 hours is a lot of sleep and may sound unachievable to the average student. Only 5% of students in our survey reported getting this much sleep each night. What are some symptoms of lack of sleep or sleep deprivation?
Probably the biggest thing is irritability, difficulty concentrating, sleepiness. Sometimes people get headaches and stomach aches if they haven't had enough sleep.
Sounds familiar. Do students at East experience these symptoms?
Definitely. Every day, I would say. And I think we see it more in the I want to take a break, or I think if people are tired, they're maybe more anxious about school or friends. And so we see it in just kind of more, I have a headache, a stomach ache, I need to take a little break, things like that.
What are some factors that lead students to not get enough sleep?
Yeah, I think, a lot of kids are busy. I mean, you're doing sports and your academics, and some people have jobs, and so you put all that together, and sometimes there's just not enough time to sleep.
Students at East are very involved. What can busy students do to get more sleep?
Yeah, I think having good organizational skills really helps. So kind of carve out a time where you're going to do your homework, have a schedule, make sure you finish this on this time so you don't let everything pile up, so that you do everything at the end, because then you're missing sleep. If you have a job, I guess you kind of have to work around those hours, like maybe work more hours on the weekend as opposed to during the week. And with sports, I think, sports really helps kids kind of stay organized, because they kind of have to be in order to get practices in, games in, get their homework done. It really kind of helps people stay on track.
Signing off for Tower TV, this is James, Rachel, and Bailey.
Wow, thanks for the news. You know, I wonder if any famous people have graduated from East.
Oscar's going to show us how you can find out.
You may have noticed there is a new display in the forum showing former East students. The project was started by a former East High parent and aims to commemorate lifetime achievements of East alumni.
So the wall is meant to instill some kind of East High pride. So it celebrates lifetime accomplishment for some of our alumni.
Unlike most honors, however, the East High Wall project focuses on non-athletic achievements.
The inspiration for this project is the fact that there are very few representations of accomplishment in anything that is not sports in any of the high schools that I see around this area.
Sports are great. We acknowledge sports a lot. They can make a lot of money, but it's temporary. I think the things that people do for their whole lives can make a bigger difference in the long run.
It's very important that we celebrate accomplishment in algebra and English and art, not just always in sports.
Caroline feels that the wall will help students see what they can do in life.
It makes all the hard work you do in the classrooms valuable and important, and you can see where you're going as a student.
Marquise Mason and Tony Arneson are both former East students who have been featured on the wall.
I kind of look at it as you know, East's attempt to find the, some of the more successful alumni who've come out of East High School, and to be considered, you know, one of them is pretty nice.
I knew from a young age that athletic careers like this much, you know, of your entire life. So I always, you know, my thing is making impressions by any way possible, and you know, the fact that I'm able to get recognized outside of athletics makes me believe that what I originally thought was the right decision.
And hopefully it provides some inspiration to one or two or 20 or 30, and they think, you know, they leave, they graduate and they leave and they say someday that's going to be me.
Miss Hutz is also excited to see her former students featured on the wall.
Some of my former students are part of it, and it's really exciting to see what they've been up to. Some of them have done really amazing, impressive things that I want my current students to see that they can do.
The wall is a living project that relies on people submitting new profiles and features.
The main thing I want to say is to make sure that everybody feels represented, and so do please send in nominations. We will consider profiles or features of various kinds, so let's just keep this on the move.
The wall is a great addition to the school. If you have ideas for new people to include in the wall, be sure to submit them to keep the wall fresh and interesting. Signing off for Tower TV, this is Oscar Anderson.
Maybe I'll be on that wall someday.
Thanks for watching this episode of Tower TV.
Catch you on the flippity flip.